At a very young age, Saint Agnes valued the virtue of chastity so much that she promised her virginity to God. When the Roman authorities were persecuting the early church, they tried to force her to burn incense to idols, but she refused. Seeing how firm she was, they tried to persuade her with praise and promises. She was only 13, beautiful, and wealthy. They offered to marry her to the son of an important Roman leader. But she said she was already dedicated to her heavenly bridegroom. She was tortured and then calmly placed her head on the block for execution. What is humility? Humility is the moral virtue that helps us recognize our true place before God and other people. Jesus often praised humility and encouraged us to practice it. He said, "Unless you turn and become like little children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven." Matt 18:3. He always listened to the prayers of humble people, like the centurion, Matt 8:11. He also said, "If anyone wants to be first, he must be the last of all and the servant of all." Mark chapter 9 verse 34. 1. A humble person knows that God is the source of every good thing they have. He understands his own weaknesses and knows that earthly things are worthless without God. Compared to God, what are we? Everything on earth passes away, but God is eternal. Remembering this helps us stay humble. Jesus said, "Learn from me, for I am meek and humble of heart." Matt 11:29. 2. A humble person understands that earthly things only matter if they help us get closer to God. Being detached from worldly things frees us from fear. To grow in humility, we should think often about God's greatness. We should reflect on His works and remember that compared to Him, our achievements are nothing. Without God, we would not even exist. Are we proud of our wealth? A fire or economic crash could destroy it overnight. Proud of our looks? An accident or sickness could take them away. Proud of our intelligence? A single illness could erase it. 3. The best model of humility is Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who humbled himself because he loved us. Jesus humbled himself by becoming man. He lived as a poor person and was known as the son of a carpenter. His friends were simple fishermen. He spent time with the humble and even with sinners. At the Last Supper, he washed his apostles' feet. He died on a cross, the most shameful kind of death at that time. 4. Jesus strongly urged us to be humble. He said, "He who is greatest among you shall be your servant." Matt 23:11. In the parable of the Pharisee and the tax collector, Jesus showed the greatness of humility. When he placed a child before his followers, he said, "Whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven." Matt 18:4. He also told his disciples, "When you have done everything commanded of you, say, 'We are unprofitable servants.'" Luke chapter 17 verse 10. 5. Humility is opposed to both pride and pretending to be worthless. To be humble does not mean denying our abilities. Saint Thomas Aquinas said that recognizing and appreciating our own good qualities is not a sin. What is liberality? Liberality is the moral virtue, related to justice, that helps us be generous with what we have and use material goods properly. 1. Usually we speak of liberality in terms of money or possessions, but it can also refer to sharing spiritual or intellectual gifts. Liberality means giving generously to those in need out of love for God. Jesus said that when we help the poor, we are really helping Him. Liberality is not about how much we give, but about the love in our hearts. A poor person may be very generous, while a rich person who gives only to be praised is not truly liberal. 2. Liberality is opposed to greed. Through liberality, we become willing to help others in need for love of God. Again, it is not the amount we give that matters, but the goodness of our heart. What is chastity? Chastity is the moral virtue that helps us stay pure in both soul and body. Those who remain pure in mind and body are like angels on earth. It was the pure Apostle John who rested on Jesus' chest at the Last Supper, and to whom Jesus entrusted his mother. 1. Chastity, which opposes lust, helps us keep our minds and bodies free from anything impure. Chastity means purity. It is called the angelic virtue because it makes us more like the angels in heaven. Chastity gives clarity to the mind and strength to the soul. It supports wisdom and builds strong character. Judith, a seemingly weak woman, showed great courage when she entered the enemy camp and killed Holofernes. The Bible says she was strengthened because she loved chastity. Many martyrs died to defend this virtue. 2. For unmarried people, chastity means not giving in to sexual desires. For married people, it means using sexuality in a good and reasonable way. Chastity is for everyone, not just for the unmarried. A chaste marriage is the foundation of a strong Christian family. Not all saints were virgins. God expects everyone to practice chastity according to their state in life, absolute for the unmarried and proper for the married. 3. Simply knowing the facts of life does not destroy chastity. Chastity is harmed only by choosing impurity. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and many saints knew about human sexuality, but their purity remained perfect. 4. To keep the virtue of chastity, we must choose good friends and avoid situations that may lead to sin. We should practice temperance to build self-control and stay close to God through prayer and the sacraments. Walk in the Spirit, and you will not fulfill the desires of the flesh. Gal. 5:16. We should also have a special devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary and ask her daily to help us stay pure. Here is a prayer many people have used to ask Mary for the grace of chastity. My Queen, my Mother, I give myself entirely to Thee, and to show my devotion to Thee, I consecrate to Thee this day my eyes, my ears, my mouth, my heart, my whole being without reserve. Wherefore, good Mother, as I am Thine own, keep me, guard me as Thy property and possession.